and gentlemen, welcome back to Competitive Speed Series. It's yet another round of racing.
What's going to happen in turn 1?
4 vibrant lights here in Shanghai.
They will need an even bigger miracle.
This is completely flipped on its head.
Now the gloves have come off.
You will not believe your eyes.
Oh, into the wall! For the first time, EVE have won a race.
They have beaten the unbeatable team title for TF10. They are back on top.
Hello and welcome everybody to Competitive Speed Series. We're round 2 of Season 6. We are at Spa-Francorchamps, one of the most historic tracks you will ever get a chance of going around. I'm joined this week by Ollie. Ollie, welcome back to the start of the season for you. But yes. It's a good one to come back to, isn't it?
Yeah, apologies everyone couldn't be in attendance last week. Did catch up quickly, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a bit, Gareth. But yeah, great track to come back to in Spa. Very much looking forward to our first European Grand Prix, and that's such a classic circuit as well. And, you know, we've seen through many seasons of CSS as well, obviously in real life and other leagues, how competitive and exciting Spa can be. And the weather definitely play a huge part in this race tonight.
Certainly will. 7 kilometres this one, isn't it? There's what do they say it is now? 19 corners long. I think they've changed some cornering numbers. I'm sure it used to be more, but it's an absolute hell of a track. I'm trying to think how many 22 laps is it with the 50% race distance, I think. But still, you're battling your concentration levels are really high here. It's similar to it's really weird to say, but a street track. Even though you're in the middle of a forest somewhere, because you have to be so focused all the time.
100%. Yeah, it's you get very little break. I think it's only really the two straights we have on circuit, which is obviously the main pit straight, going off the bus of chicane, and then the Kemmel straight between 6 and 7. 20 on the map I've got up, Gareth, but you know, different ones do different things. But again, you just can't relax. You finish one corner, you're into the next. Yeah, it may be a long corner, but it then switches into a sharp corner after that. And not only that, you've got a car, I'm sure, directly behind you, because you can follow quite nicely on the circuit as well. So it's non-stop action, and hopefully we'll see that again tonight.
Certainly will. We're just waiting for the lobby to count down. It is coming down on the time, but let's have a quick look at the calendar before we have a look at the standings, because the calendar is, well, where we're going to be for the remainder of the season. Obviously, we had Abu Dhabi, where we usually end the season. Well, we started there this time round, and Belgium this week, Monza, Miami, Monaco, and Vegas to round out the first half of the season. Then we get a break week towards the end of August there, and then we've got Brazil, Imola, Austria, Canada, Britain, and then Australia. It is a stellar lineup of tracks we've got. But I suppose the thing that really we want to talk about right now, round 1, the standings, Precision Racing and Shazoo Cedars separated by 3 points. It was a cracking race you missed last time out, to be perfectly honest, because we had 2 separate strategies on go.
Yeah, no, I did catch up briefly, and the chaos that erupted at the end of the race, Gareth.
Certainly, and the chaos at the start of the race. I nearly lost my voice at that point. I think Ace told me to breathe in the chat, because I don't think I was. But yes, we are just waiting for Spa to hit up. But it's not just about those two at the top of the table. We've got ET8 there as TF10 as well. Drivers or teams that we know well from previous seasons. AMS down at the bottom with FRT as well. Both two teams with a pedigree behind them, but they're just not clicking at the moment. We should be very, very shortly going on to the race. For qualifying, where at the moment, I've just looked to my right, it is nice and sunny. But we both know Spa, it can change in an instant.
It's almost got its own ecosystem over the area, hasn't it? And at times we've seen it go from bone dry to wet in a very quick succession. So it wouldn't surprise me if something similar tonight in the race, but I'm sure the drivers would love a full sunny weather type of race. But it's not going to happen. But it looks like it's both the Ferrari drivers out early doors, Gareth, on circuit.
There we go. Let's have a look. It's Ticho. No, it's his teammate Alex Loafer, who, well, we both know from that Austria race a few seasons ago.
I think a fan favourite, really, isn't
Yeah. Let's see what Alex Loafer can do. I mean, it's still early doors in the game cycle, let alone the season. So a lot of drivers might get a little bit more pick up towards the end of the season. But that's a beautiful shot down the Kemmel Straight, seeing both Ferraris hurtle towards you. I tell you what, that just makes me want to drive a little bit more and step out of the commentary box, and then I realise it's never going to happen. From what you saw from the rewatch you did slightly, you know, I know you didn't do fully rewatch, but what impressed you from the teams out last time in your rewatch of Abu Dhabi?
Do you know what surprised me was maybe not to be nasty guy, but the lack of research into the tyre longevity on those hard tyres. Because quite a few teams that had punctures. I think it may have been 3 or 4 different teams had them running 15, 16 laps on the tyres. I maybe would have thought they'd look into that, but obviously they didn't. But Dan looked good last week. Finley looked good as well. I was disappointed to see Brandon having another favourite from last season. But again, it's difficult to know because obviously they switch out the drivers each race, Gareth, don't they? So, and again, it was the first race of the season, so it's difficult to take so much from that race, especially with the incident at the start of the race. But what was great to see was how close they were all at the end of the session. I think was it sort of 6-7 car tray near the end as well. So great to see how competitive it was, not only at the front, at the back of the grid as well.
It was great to see it come back together as well, because the front three moved away at the start because of damage to Justin, but it all, well, came back together in the end. SCI, the Shazoo merged team. Venom is the driver today for one of them, and the other one is Tony Richet in 4th place. You've got Ryder Dahl. You've got some great names here tonight to just see how things will go down. Rafi, though, the driver that really surprised me last time out with a 2-stop strategy, managing to pull it together. But enough about last week. Let's see what's happening on this time around. We're on board with Alex Loafer coming through the middle part of the section through Pouon. I believe he's just come through now, going through Campus and Stavelo. He's just about to enter, and it's one of those tracks that you can very much name 90% of the corners and know where you are.
Yeah, you only seem to get them at classic tracks, only your Silverstones, Monzas, Spa. Trying to think of other tracks. Maybe Brazil is another where they've named all the corners. You don't really get that in modern races. But it's almost, rather than saying he's going around turn 1, he's going around this corner, that corner. But Alex Loafer sets the provisional pole time of 1:40.368. So a time on the board, and just ahead of his teammate in Ticho. So he'll be happy with that in a teammate head-to-head. But again, early doors, early levels. Not sure whether that's a good result. I'm sure. Excuse me. I'm still suffering from a bit of an illness, Gareth. It's still surfacing a little bit. But yeah, we'll see whether we get below the 140 tonight. There's only 3/10, so maybe possible. We'll have to wait and see.
Alex Loafer beating Tony Richet's time in there as well. It's all very, very close. Let's have a look at Venom then. Currently down in 14th place. But yeah, I'll try and do a bit of the heavier lifting for your voice to save you a little bit on this one. But yeah, Nico Castronovo had a great qualifying last time out. Unfortunately had an issue at the start, which meant losing a bit of a front wing, which then just tumbled down the order. But the teammate in VMT, Tom, a little bit slower off the pace at the moment. There's a little bit of a gap between drivers, but there are just gaggles of time, which are very, very close. MS Gergo and Venom very close in the, separated by thousandths of a second, is that? And Ryder Dahl going up into P2 as well. So sometimes really flowing in. Let us know who you think is going to take pole position tonight, because, well, that's the first one to get over the line with last week's race. Well, one of the protagonists of last week's race, Rafi, only managing 5th place tonight so far.
Yeah, I mean, still early doors, Gareth. You know, he's only, I say 4/10. It seems quite a bit in racing terms, but to you and I, that's nothing. But yeah, I mean, again, he's got his banker lap in. He's just getting out of the way of a few cars coming through the middle sector. He's using that Aston Martin as a lawnmower coming cutting across the grass into the gravel trap there. But nice to get out of the way of the other drivers. But you know, again, first race, first lap. I wouldn't think anything of it. And again, this could be a track that he's not as familiar with. We've seen it plenty of times. Drivers can be fantastic at certain circuits and come to others where they just doesn't click with them. They can only do 60, 70% of what they potentially could do in other races. So we'll see what we can do. I did see something in the Discord chat relating to us, Gareth. So I'll have a quick look at that while you continue talking.
Okay, no worries. Yes, so, well, just a reminder, I think, at this moment is the teams and where they are. Mercedes is ET8, IRT in the McLaren, VNT in the Williams, RSC, which we've only got one driver tonight. That is there in the V-Carb. And then Aston Martin, you've got the PRT. Red Bull, obviously the Shizou team there. AMR in the Ferraris. FRT is Sauber. AMS is Haas. And FRT have got that qualifying ban. And then TF10 in that one. And is there an issue? Have I muted something by accident, or is it all good?
No. It was just one of the guys in the Discord, SCI Dirk, has said €5 to watch full on-board lap of Alex Lofer showing top speed inputs at sector times. So Dirk not convinced by Alex Lofer's Spa pace, but we've seen it before from him, guys. So Alex Lofer on a European circuit. It's a match made in heaven, I think.
Yeah, it's only around the corner, isn't it? Austria. Well, I say only around the corner. That just sounds like it's just down the road to pick up your pizza or whatever. But it's a little bit further than that one. But yeah, Alex Lofer is the next car out on track, and it's one of those tracks where you can afford a little bit of waiting around because it's so long. It's kind of not going to run into traffic in a qualifying lap. It's not like Monza or Mexico where you're trying to get caught in the slipstream of everything. And this time it should be all plain sailing for qualifying. But Alex Lofer is just about to start the lap time. He's set the first lap time of the session tonight so far, and he's still provisional pole. Yeah,
coming down the back straight here, another key overtaking opportunity on circuit. Big old, I say straight, it's not, but they are flat out through here. And we'll see how he does in his obviously start of his second lap. I wish Gareth had never removed this. It used to be a proper bus stop, didn't it, rather than the chicane as it is now. And it would be great to hark back to those the old track. But then again, the original track was God knows how long through the forest, so maybe it's a good idea to don't have a 15 kilometre, 20 kilometre track here at Spa. But down we go towards Oru. Flat out with the lift here. No, he's pretty flat through there, and then on to the Camel straight. We'll stay on board with him as he comes into his the first sector. Here down the Camel straight towards turn 7, another chicane. Here we do have at Spa. We'll see, and he's quicker, just shy of a 10th through sector 1, guys.
Yeah, well, let's see how Alex Lofer continues through this into this part of the track. He's just that eagerly little bit up at the moment, and this is the part of the track where it's changed of recent years. It's not the same as it was going into Pouhon now. This long left-hander lifts a little bit through it as they come on through. There's a little bit of traffic to fight through at the moment, but at the moment it's looking like a really solid lap time again from Alex Lofer, the Ferrari driver, coming through. Let's see the sector time onto the gravel. Very much an Esports light, still a 10th up at this time.
Yeah, I don't know whether that was going to cost him a little bit of straight line speed coming back down towards that finish line. Could well be, but he hugs as close as he can to the inside grass, down into the final braking zone of the lap. I think he may have lifted off a little bit. Yeah, he has. He's binned it. Sorry, not binned it. He's binned the lap off. The pressure of you and I plus the chat maybe has added to his stress, Gareth, there. So we'll see whether you got plenty of time to do another lap. So let's maybe concentrate on it's not the Alex Lowe for sure, Gareth. It's SCSS and SCSS. CSF, my first blunder of my return. Well, yeah, we'll concentrate on the rest of the drivers.
Ryder Dahl on a lap time now as it's coming down towards turn 18 and 19 into, well, the old bus stop chicane. Coming up, well, how's it going to be for Ryder Dahl, a driver with so much pace through all the seasons I've seen him race at across the line for Ryder Dahl? It's quicker. It's not quick enough to claim pole position provisionally. Tony Richet, I think, is just about to start a lap time. VNT Tom may have just finished one. Where is Rafi in all this? I would love into the pits. Venom, has Venom just gone into that position? There's a McLaren of Ziawadi, I think, coming into the final two corners. Let's see what they can do. The driver coming down the start-finish straight now across the line. It's up into 5th place for the McLaren driver.
Yep, nice improvement. 3.5 tenths for Zawadi there. 5 places ahead of his teammate down in 10th place, so not bad from him. And yeah, he has enough time to get around again. Yellow flags in the middle sector. I think someone just getting out of the way, but yeah, good time from Zawadi there. We'll see whether he can jump up. And there's some of the drivers here, guys. There's less intense splitting them. It's crazy how competitive we are again. This year in CSS.
Yeah, it's great to see when drivers are this competitive. Are we going to see another? We don't get. I think that's Ward's going up into 13th place there. There's a Mercedes going slow. I think that's Ticho also going slow. He's 11 seconds down. I don't think we've got another driver on a lap time. Is Lars on a lap time? Lars might. No, that's a little bit down. Red light flashing, just wants to get back into the pits in time. Are we going to see something special, I think, from Rafi here? Because they've stayed in the pits. Are they trying to save a set of soft tyres for the race? Is this something that we're going to get right now? I'm not sure. An invalidation from Lucas coming through, so they're not going to go any quicker. The McLaren of Boom, IoT Boom, is not going any quicker. Tony Richet is into the pits, so we're in a little bit of a lull right now in the qualifying proceedings before the last runs come through.
Yeah, it seems like it, doesn't it? Everyone going slowly, and again, could be just quite a few drivers obviously just saving their time and saving their tyres. Yeah, bizarre. It's not seen being a part of something like this before, right? It's unusual. I assume now we don't reset the lobby. We go straight into the race from here because it's fixed.
It is it is straight into the race now. So people are a little bit more tentative, a little bit more apprehensive about wasting tyres, which I suppose should be the way it goes. Unfortunately, it looks like Rafi actually is out of the session. Just catching up with the chat, which isn't ideal for the Aston Martin driver, the driver that produced so much entertainment last time out. And, well, hopefully one of the other guys in there, the PR, can get the PR driver back into the session, because it's not ideal. Are we going to see any drivers coming out on track? There, everyone is in there. 3 minutes 20 seconds remaining of this session. And it's odd to see no car on track, but they are waiting for the last possible moment.
Yeah, bizarre. It's a ghost town. It looks like who is this? It's a Red Bull coming out, so it's going to be either Tony Richet or Venom, our first man on circuit. It is Tony Richet. No, sorry, no, take that back. No, it is. Yeah, no, sorry, it's a different car, isn't it? It's someone else out. I don't know. There's too many cars out. They're all coming out, guys.
It's Enzo. RSC.
Oh, it's Enzo, sorry.
Yep. Because the RB cars look very, very similar to the
there's
the Red
there's one.
Bulls.
We'll get there. It's just dusting off the rust.
Definitely. And there's a lot of rust on this side of the commentary box. OVR Nazim then has joined the session, so we're back up to 20. But it looks like, unfortunately, Rafi has a complete Wi-Fi meltdown, which means they may not be able to get back to the race, which is not ideal for them and their team. Such a sad state of affairs, unfortunately, on that side. But we'll have to wait and see to see if they can pick it back up. Everyone is saying an AMR poll. 63% is looking AMR's way. Alex Lofer is obviously a major reason for that. But right now, with 1 minute 30 remaining, who's going to take pole from your position? Right now, what's your thoughts?
I think it's either going to be. See, there's some names that I remember from last season. And there's quite a few up and coming drivers this season. I think I've got to stick to the old faithful guy. I think Alex Lofer's early pace. He was potentially another 10th quicker on the lap he invalidated. So it's him, maybe Radadal. He's quite good as well. Not much in between them. I think it's going to be in between those two for pole today.
See how it will all pan down. Can Tony Richet do anything through it as well? But we're on board with Enzo as they're coming down the Kemmel straight into the next part of the lap, into Lecombs and Malmedy and the rest of that area. Is it's really throwing the car around the corners through Malmedy there, and that could be a little bit, well, aggressive on the tyres, but I suppose you have to be in a qualifying lap to get the maximum grip and everything out of it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's last shot, really, isn't it? 20 seconds ago. By the time he gets round the checkered flag, so he's got to be aggressive to try and jump up the places.
Let's see, Enzo close to coming to campus now on the sector split time. Let's have a look at what Enzo's time and how much quicker. Oh, he's off the track, unfortunately, and that's not ideal. So it's time to go on board of Alex Lofer, who's a 10th up again on their lap time. Could we see a 140.2, a 140.1, or can we even scrape the absolute incredible lap times of a 140.0? But Alex Lofer looks like could be the one that will produce that. But again, little dip, but 0.2 of a second quicker at Sector 2. What has Alex Lofer got left in this?
He's not going to do much now, guys. It's flat out. One braking zone to go. 2 real turns left of the lap. 1 heavy brake zone. Slams onto the brakes. Hits the right curb. Hits the left curb. And he's going to try and get the pound as soon as he can and try and eke it to the line. 140.188 for Alex Lofer. No zeros, but can anyone match that?
Over to you, Ryder Dahl, in second place currently. I couldn't see, to be honest. I was too busy seeing the fact that the fastest lap went to Alex Lofer, as I couldn't see the sector time between them. Ryder Dahl's teammate up into second place provisionally with a 140.2. Not close enough to Alex Lofer for the time being, but here comes Ryder Dahl across the line, and it's slower than his previous run, but the 2 Mercedes there on, well, though second and third place there as an invalidation to Taicho means they won't be starting anywhere higher than they are. And Neo across the line, also an invalidation, and that is qualifying, done and dusted. And goodness me, Alex Lofer, a 140.1. But Owen, 0.02 behind. That's not bad at all. Ryder Dahl in third, fourth to Tony Richet, Zawadi in fifth, sixth to Lars Kramer. In seventh is Tom Venom in eighth, ninth to Taicho, Nico Castronova in 10th. Then we have Rafi, who couldn't get any further qualifying in. Gergo, Boom, Lucas, Wards, Neo, Enzo, Nassim, Fatboy, and Samuel Barker are the 2 qualifying backends there. Jeez. That is a hell of a lap. But Owen, fair play, knocking on the door. It's not the Alex Lofer show.
No, not at all. We thought after this first lap, but then Radal was close after the first attempt as well, wasn't he? Oh, look at the rain. What did we say in the intro? What did we say? We knew we said he was gonna. It's got its own climate, and it is pouring cats and dogs in there. It is. I don't know whether that's. I can't tell from the angle of my mat whether it's wets or inters. Probably inters that, but good luck, guys.
I had to double take. I couldn't believe it. I could see it kind of in the corner of my eyes. I was like, no, that's not raining. It is. It's absolutely persisting it down here in Spa, and my goodness me, I can't wait. Well, and this could change the whole setup thing. For some people might have gone for just a qualifying setup, a dry qualifying setup, and sacrificed the race pace. Maybe that's what Ryder Dahl has done, or who knows. But my goodness me, I can't wait for this race to start. Who's going to take victory then, Ollie? Because this is...
Well, it's been thrown up in the air, hasn't it? It's. I think because of this, obviously, there's a lot of spray when racing in these conditions. Obviously, being on the front, especially in the early doors of this race, we massively benefit. So, I think whoever can get to turn one in first place will be our likely potential winner. So either Owen, Alex, or maybe Rodadal could be our race winner tonight. But probably one of those three. I'll go with Alex because I've been bigging him up all intro. So I'll stick with him.
I have just been reliably informed by Dirk that Park Faber is off, so I got excited for nothing there. But yeah, well, we'll wait and see how their wet setup just might not be as good as a dry. Loads of things still to talk about on that one, but it is persisting it down nonetheless. Chat, let us know who you think is going to take victory tonight. That's the other thing, because we'd love to hear your thoughts on it as well. And is it? I mean, I know the wets aren't a nice tyre to be on, and well, universally hated for racing, but I wonder if they're going to risk it on this. I don't know. It does look like Blue Ward tyres in the pit boxes. So,
well, luckily for us, Gareth, we can have a sneak preview. Can't see much pre-race, but under the race director, we can see it's a mixed bag of some have gone for wet, some have gone inters. Obviously, they've not confirmed everything just yet, but majority are on the wets with 6 or 7 on the intermediate half at the moment, anyway.
Yeah, we'll have to. Well, we're just waiting for the drivers to, press the button to get us going, as Spa is very nearly upon us here tonight in Competitive Speed Series, round 2 of this season 6, where we should be getting underway very, very shortly. 7 kilometres, 22 laps. Anything can happen. Safety cars can cause no end of problems as well, as we've seen, in the past.
Well, a number of occasions, numerous times where we've seen safety cars come out of the circuit, mistakes up. A rouge can happen so easily, and I guess we don't see it so often in F1 cars these days because they're so glued to circuit mode in other formulas and sports car racing. But there are quite a few moments coming through to 10, 11. We see mistakes. Blanchimont, we can see mistakes sometimes as well. So there's all sorts of places where safety car could be caused. Contact between drivers can send you anywhere on the circuit. So, we'll have to wait and see. Really, hopefully we don't have safety cars at all. But they are almost inevitable. They're inevitable at the circuit, let alone when the rain's coming down as well.
Yeah, it really does. This car seems to. This track seems to be very safety car magnet. But I really don't want to miss the start of the race, so I'm just going to... I know it's not the greatest scene to look and just watch the rain pouring down, but it gives you the idea of what is going on here and how bad it is. But we are going racing here with on 3, 4, 5 red lights in Spa, and away we go for round 2. And it looks like a really poor start for someone in the background there, but Alex Lofer gets away well. McLaren going to the inside into turn 1, but Owen has managed to try around the outside, but it's not happened on this occasion. Tony Richet battling away. There's an RB into the wall in the background. Enzo with a 10-second penalty for a collision with Samuel Barker, but still side by side through Eau Rouge and riding on them up into the Kemmel Straight. That is not where you want to go. There's a McLaren off as well, who's just coming back onto the track. That could be dangerous as we stay on board with Ryder Dahl and Tony Richet with the leaders pulling to the inside down the Kemmel Straight, and Owen is thrown it up the inside. There's a bit of contact between the two of them, and Alex Lofer trying to hold on, but it's not going to work on this occasion. Owen takes the lead of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I'm sure though, Alex Lofer flies back up the inside, coming into turn 10 and 11. They're struggling so much with the grip. You can see them trying to get it wherever they can, still side by side, and he snips the front end of that Mercedes and takes the lead back. Alex Lofer back in lead, Owen second, and Radal in third, but ET8 really pressuring Alex Lofer here, and you can see just tiptoeing through Pouan here, trying to, like I said, find any grip on circuit, but just about gets the power down here.
Lars and B&T Tom fighting away as well. There's been a fair few drivers swapping position as well. Lars is on a set of wets. This is what we were talking about early doors. Lucas has left the session. That's not ideal. Hopefully someone can get them back in pretty quickly. But yeah, this is what we were saying early doors. It was a mixture of tyres options there. Gergo dropping down the order a little bit. But let's have a look at the positional changes as, well, Gergo down 4, Lucas down 4, Enzo down 3, Ziawadi down 6. But up 6 are the two Kick Sauber drivers, Fatboy and Samuel Barker.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe it was a tyre difference of why they jumped so much, but again, just great start by those two. Caught the guys up for, obviously didn't time in qualifying, but yeah, great start by them. We'll see how much they can progress through the grid now while it's still very much bunched together. But obviously no DRS in these horrific conditions, so we'll see how they can wiggle their way through. We've got a retirement. I think that is Nazim, who unfortunately has a sense of retirement.
It's not ideal, is it? That's one driver in there, and Enzo, I think, is in the pits as well. That's both our SC drivers, which is not great. But up to the inside of Lars is Tom, and that's going to be close side by side as they continue through turn 5 and 6 into Lecombs and Melmody there. And VNT Tom takes 4th back as Lars tries to fight through, and the car's just sliding through there. That is, wow. There is a lack of grip here at the moment.
Yeah, you can really see the battle between Tom and Lars just about give each other room, but it's really tiptoeing. But surprised how both tyre compounds are able to keep up with each other at the moment. They're not. It's weird. It's almost an in-between. The game is telling me wets for the whole race and nothing on intermediate, so I'm not sure. Again, because we've not got any, looking at the tyre difference, the top 3 are on inters, but we'll see whether Tom and Lars catch them up here. But they're staying with them at the moment, but we'll see, like I said, whether they can progress through and take the lead on those wet tyres.
Well, it's time to just have a quick look at Alex Lofer, because he's 1.5 seconds quicker or further up the road than Owen at the moment. And this is, well, on lap 2 into lap 3 is a performance already. If Alex can keep this up, then my goodness me. Lars and Tony Richet battling away for P5. We'll keep an eye on that one. It looks like intermediates might be the ones to really be the tyres to be on at the moment, because Tony is pushing and pressuring up the inside now of Lars, and that is the position gained. Is there a switchback opportunity for the Aston Martin? There is, and there has been, and that is back in front of Tony Richet, and that is going to be frustrating the SCI driver as Tony Richet tries desperately to find one of which way through of the Aston Martin up the inside this time. The grip is superior, and Tony Richet goes through up in ahead. VNT Tom still managing to hold on to Owen ahead because Owen has swapped positions with Ryder Dahl.
Yeah, that gap is going up there between Alex and the chasing pack. It's 1.7 seconds now. Ryder Dahl goes deep into turn 9 there. It's not ideal for him. So we'll see whether Alex can be caught or whether he's just dialed in the setup perfectly. And again, the gap is going up bit by bit, so we'll keep an eye on that. Another one, Fat Boy far in 12th jumped Chicho as well coming into turn 1. So they're both the kit cars are again still working their way through the grid.
Yeah, it looks like Owen is struggling a little bit on grip at the moment, coming through into campus now, and well, struggling to keep up with Ryder Dahl. And Ryder Dahl is struggling to keep up with Alex Lofer. And, well, that just says it all about how positive Alex Lofer is here at the moment. Because they're pulling away, doing a good job of it as well. Lars and Nico Castronova, there's a bit of a break in the train there. Lars had a great start to the Grand Prix, but it obviously hasn't worked, these wet compounded tyres. And maybe it's meant to be intermediates, but another fastest lap of the race for Alex Lofer.
Yeah, he's flying, dialed in. He's got nothing around him, no spray to deal with, clear track, and I'm sure he's living the dream at the moment. Obviously, still a long way to go in the mission. So again, don't come chickens just yet, Alex Lofer, but he's looking good so far. And that gap is it's gone up now. It's now 2.1 between him and second place. But the grid's still very much bunched up if you're looking at the mini map on the screen, so still plenty to play for on circuit.
Wards and Nico Castronovo then, and just behind Raffi and Venom as well. And that is Raffi defending to the hilt, but Wards trying desperately to get past the Williams just ahead of them at a very weird switchback opportunity for Wards, and I think that's the move done. I think Nico's going to try and hold it up the inside as they come through. This is a great battling between the two of them. It looks really respectful as well, but the racing line is going to run out, and that's Wards up into 7th place finally. But Venom is finding a way past Nico Castronovo as well.
Just about gets ahead, and watch out for Raffi as well getting through. And Nico Castronovo loses 3 places in quick succession, and Sawadi may also get him as well. No, not, but yeah, Nico Castronovo lost a couple of places very quickly coming through the middle sector, and it's not ideal at all. You need to get back into the groove of things and try to stick to the back of Raffi here to get back and get those places move back up the grid because Zwadi's right there as well, and so is the rest of the grid.
Tony Richet has, found the afterburners to his Red Bull up the inside of VNT Tom, and now has Owen in their sights. Owen dropping 1.3 seconds behind teammate Ryder Dahl, who is a further 2.4 seconds behind that man who's just set the fastest lap of the race yet again. That's 4 consecutive laps of Alex Lofer just going quicker and quicker and quicker.
Unreal. I'm running out of words. It's unheard of. While everyone else is struggling, he's flying. So obviously having to go for breakfast now because he was doing really well on track today, and just the gap is going up and up. I don't think anyone's going to answer for him at the moment. I'm sure they're hoping for a safety car to bring this grid back together. But Tom's still on the back end. We've got almost a top 5 train now, so sort of ran away from the rest of the grid. Lars and Wards trying to break that, as I say that, though Venom trying to get fight away with Wards. Got the inside here for the next corner. Still, Wards hangs it on the outside. Nope, he's given up there, and that's Venom now up into 7th. And Lars, the next one on his hit list.
And Raffi's trying to go up the inside of Wards as well. There's a bit of contact between the two of them as they head through. And, wow, Wards holds on for the time being. But look at the time lost to Venom ahead. And just behind, Ziawadi trying to catch back up positions. Raffi has a look, but let's have a look at Ziawadi, who claims the inside through Puon. Nearly going off the track. And the 2 Kick Saubers fighting away. Lovely. Just behind, waiting to in the wings. And his Fat Boy, they are smashing up the inside of Nico Castronovo. Not taking any prisoners at all. Back up to the leaders because Tony Richey is now all over the back of Owen.
Yeah, sorry, and you've got Samuel Bach trying to take on Nico as well. It's all happening all over the grid, but Venom flies around the outside of Lars here. Can he hold it for the next corner? Whoa, yes he does. Brave on the outside there through Punchmon, and he takes that. And Alex look for another fast lap. The man's got no limits, Gareth. But that is Venom up into 5th now. He's got 3.4 seconds of Tom ahead of him, so we'll see whether he can close that that gap down over the coming laps. But Alex Lofer is just flying here.
Yeah, Alex. Well, doing what they need to do. 2.5 seconds in front of Ryderdal and keeping it nice and clean and smooth at the moment. Tony Richey trying to keep, well, catch back up to Owen. A little bit of time lost there on this occasion. 3 seconds between Venom and VNT Tom in 5th place. Anyone else going to produce anything for us down here? It's looking a little single file at the moment, but Nico Castronova might have a quick look back. Actually, no, Nico is under threat from Taicho there, up in 14th and 13th, now swapping positions. And it looks like the Wets maybe losing that pace that they had. I wonder if they're just holding out until the Inters will go to the end of the Grand Prix. We'll have to wait and see, because it doesn't look like it's working for Nico anyway.
Yeah, he's struggling down in 14th. He's off another place to, like I said, to Teacher there. And you've got Gogo and Boom directly behind him now as well. So, yeah, the West on his card are struggling, but you know, Lars and Waterboard's been overtaken by Venom recently, so Rafi is right on their gearbox as well. So, like I said, I think it could be the wrong tire to be on, even though the game says Wets are the right tire.
It's crazy, isn't it? Absolutely crazy. But you can see that, I say, dry line forming. It's not a dry line. It's a less wet line forming on the racing line, which could be helping the intermediates run that little bit more. Tony Richey, let's have a look, because they are close to the back end of Owen again, but have pulled away. And look at that, Alex Lofer, 158.9, going quicker still. And Tony Richey going onto the wet a little bit. Is it trying just that little bit? Are these intermediates overheating?
They could well be, or maybe it was just a mistake by Tony Richey, but we're not sure. It's I see as he comes up on the next straight where it could be again just trying to cool them down. It's a smart thing to do. Stays in the racing line here, so maybe it was just a mistake. But as well in the background, Rafi, excuse me, got past both Wards and Lars. They both dropped down massively on the straight. They've been just overtaken by a gaggle on the intermediate. Both Fat Boy, Zawadi, and Samuel Baker all weaving through the wet tyres, and I think it's just not wet enough for on circuit. Oh, and there's contact between Wards and Lars there, throwing it up the inside, not the place to do it, and half spins, and there's another place to teach you. So yeah, Wets need to come off the car here. So
it seemed like actually saying that, Venom up the inside of Tom already. He's caught those 3 seconds up at a rate of knots. It seemed like Wet's possibly the best tyres to be on at the start of the race, and then Inters from there, and the rest is history. Tom, though, doing a valiant effort to keep up as best they can with these top runners at the moment on those wets.
Yeah, I think because Tom had such a good start, and like you mentioned, how good the wets were at the start, he's managed to maybe be protected by the big group of cars, but he'll be in the same situation with that gaggle of green and orange you can see on the mini map. There's a change, Gareth. Ryderdal has taken fast lap finally on lap 8. However, Tom was pitted. He's coming in for a set of Inters, it looks like.
Yeah, I think is that McLaren going into the pits? No, it's an Aston Martin. So drivers are going into the pits that are on wet. Ward's deciding to stick it out. on those wets for the time being. Going to be burning up a little bit more, but if you could get onto the wet line and be or off the racing line and cool those tyres down, it might work. Or is Ward's going to try something? Well, I'm not saying it's going to dry until the end of the race, before the end of the race. But is that a possibility? Or is it going to get heavier rain as well? We don't have the forecast at the moment, but look at AMS Gergo trying to find which way to go through, and there is no way past Ward's, the TF10 driver there, that is stuck and can't pull through at the moment. Let's see, anything else? Tony Richet actually dropping away from Owen in P4. So there's I say that they've just lost their pace.
Yeah, I think so. It's 1.1. Yeah, it's coming back down again though. So maybe. Oh, and there we go. Half a second. So Owen making a mistake, maybe. Because that gap is now 0.6, and Venom also. Still 4 seconds. So I think Tony Richet's maybe a small mistake by him, and obviously Owen's now made a mistake as well. Tony Richet clawing that gap back to the Mercedes coming down the back straight. So we'll see whether he can make a move potentially coming into lap 9 here. But is there a new fast lap on this occasion by the top 2? Alex has got one. What about Rydal? Rydal has as well. So keep an eye on the front gap. 2.5 at the moment. Rydal's looking quick as Enzo gets a penalty down in 19th. But keep an eye on the gap. We'll see whether Rydal is catching our race leader.
Wards goes into the pits now, and it could just be that Alex Loaf has decided to go into a little bit of a saving mode. We just don't know. Lap 9 of 22. Plenty of action happened already tonight so far, but Rydal is the man, or is the driver, I should say, chasing Alex Loafer. Owen struggled through it all, but is now under pressure from Tony Richet as they come through and into Lecombs, and at the moment Owen is holding on at the skin of their teeth. Fatboy able to get past Rafi there for the battle for P6, and what a recovery drive from those drivers, because they're up into 6th and 9th, the FRT team. What a recovery from a qualifying ban.
Oh, absolutely, huge jump. Like I said, to say they were back the grid, it's a great achievement so far. We'll see whether they can gain more places. Fatboy has been really quick in the first part of this race. So if you continue that up in the second part, he's absolutely a podium. Maybe I mean that'd be maybe too much of a tall order, but if things happen in his favour in front, 100% available for a podium for his race today.
So we'll keep an eye on, keep an eye on it all, I think is the best way to describe it. But Tony Richet losing a little bit of time to Owen through Blanchimont, so maybe just trying to recoup some of the energy, maybe, as that Rydal now the fastest driver on the track. So obviously the track is improving and is getting better. Enzo picks up another 3-second time penalty for their troubles. Venom is catching teammate Tony Richet in P4. So Tony Richet dropping nearly outside of a second. I know there's no DRS for an advantage for them in the wets, but you do want to be within there just in case the rain magically just turns off and the DRS activates.
Absolutely, but believe you, on a different set of tyres by that point. But yeah, they obviously still got slipstream. They try and utilise it the best they can, but we've seen how easy it is to use a DRS on the Kemmel Straight here and make the overtake on the driver in front. So they don't have that luxury this evening. But just looking at the top 2, Rydal was 0.6. He's 1.9 coming across the line. He's dropped a little bit off Alex Lofi here, but if you continue at that pace, you should catch him within the next 4 or 5 laps. So we'll see whether Rydal can continue and maintain this sort of pace. He's looking quick now. Once it has eased, you can definitely tell it's eased. The rain here at Spa, but yeah, we'll see whether he can catch Alex Lofer in the next couple of laps and have a battle for P1. He is quickest in the middle sector on this lap.
Time will tell. It's nearly under that 2-second mark as well. Maybe Alex Lofer took too much of those tyres out early doors to pull this gap, and Ryder Dahl was just that little bit nicer on the tyres. And we've seen punctures this season already in round 1, so could we see some punctures on intermediate tyres? We'll have to wait and see. Tony Richet nearly up there. Unfortunately, there Alex Lofer gets the fastest lap of the race, and I'm sure that's going to swing the other way. Samuel Barker manages to get past Iawadi. No, Ryder Dahl doesn't get the fastest lap. Even though he's quicker, it looks like the time has gone closer to Alex Lofer, so I'm not 100% sure how that's worked out. But the time is dropping. Enzo picking up a 10-second penalty. Have an absolute nightmare of things down in 19th place. Neo and Tom swapping positions. Maybe that is the team to be on board with. We'll have to wait and see. Venom is still catching teammate Tony Richet for the, well, battle for the podium, to be honest, because Tony Richet looking very racy in comparison to Owen, sorry. But Venom could be that driver that gets the podium position because of the pace they're showing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. We're still a long way to go in this race. You know, we're halfway now. Tony Richet dives up the inside through turn 10. Can he hold it on the inside? Yes, he just about can. And that is Tony Richet for SCI up into the podium places. You've got Venom in the background as well, and I'm sure very much aware that he's in a bit of a sandwich here. So I don't think Tony Richet is going to slow him down in any sort of way, because again he's trying to push and catch up to. But yeah, that's not ideal for Owen there, jumping on the floor.
Not at all, and obviously I think, like you say about Tony not holding up Owen because of trying to catch up. Also, the possibility of double stacks and the likes there, as Alex Lofer still keeping that 2-second buffer between themselves and Ryder Dahl for the time being. So we stay on board for the time being. Tony Richet and Owen fighting away. I'm sure there's other drivers close to each other. That boy getting past Rafi with Samuel Barker there as well. Enzo retires from the session in the pit lane. Ryder Dahl gets quicker still. We're into the 156s, so the rain must be easing a little bit now. But no overtake opportunity for Owen on Tony Richet at the moment. The ET8 driver trying desperately to find a way through, but nothing doing at the moment. But it is still, it feels like it's been 2.069, 2.68, 2.86 between Ryder Dahl and Alex Lofer for what seems like an age.
Yeah, they're both matching each other at the moment, not making mistakes. The gap is changing very little lap on lap, so both competitive drivers are really pushing it to try for different reasons stay ahead. As we've got pits up for I think that's Boom down in 16th. What is he doing? A fresh set of inters for him, so go ahead and pit in at the halfway point. We'll see how much of a difference those fresh tyres make there. And we do have a position change between Zawadi and Teacher there, side by side through the chicane at the end of the Kemmel straight down towards turn 10 here. And I think Teacher's made that stick. Oh, say that though, he's drifted wide coming through 10. He'll have the inside. Zawadi already inside, but they're still side by. Can't go side by. Surely they somehow do wheel banging down towards Puon now. This car, they're both very brave, and it's Zawadi who's braver, stays on the outside, and Ticho allows him through. And you've got Gergo in the background as well. But some great racing between both drivers, both on the same strategy at the moment in the race. But got very close coming through that middle sector.
Very close indeed. VNT Tom is 31 seconds behind Alex Lofer. So the undercut from wet to inters hasn't seemed to work that side. Fastest laps changing again. Ryder Dahl is 1.8 seconds now behind. So that could be crucial. That 13 of 22. Are these guys, are they thinking about not pitting? We'll have to wait and see. Into the pits. Ziawadi nearly claims Ticho going into the pits because, well, they think their tyres are done and dusted.
Yeah, I mean, they were sliding around a lot, Zwadi and Teacher on the previous lap, so it could well be, you know. It can go to the end from memory, but what condition they'll be, I don't know. Could we get wet punctures? Also intermediate punctures? I assume we can, but that would be quite impressive. As the track is drying out, and he's come out just ahead of a teammate actually, 1.3 behind. He's got Wars who pitted off the wets 4 laps go ahead. So we'll see how Zawadi does now. Yeah, keep an eye on that gap between Zawadi and Wars, 1.5 at the moment.
Yeah, I think it's about 18 to 20 second pit stop time here, and I'm just thinking, where would Alex Lofer? I keep looking, where would Alex Lofer come out if they do pit, and that's just in front of Fatboy Farty, who is in 6th place right now. Ryderdale would come out behind, I think, of the Kick Sauber driver. So there's still a lot of if, buts, and maybes when drivers pit. Maybe Alex Lofer's engineer will tell will tell Alex Lofer to pit, and then maybe put Ryderdale in that danger zone of getting caught up in a driver with a battle which they don't need, and then pull away a little bit further from Ryderdale. But Owen and Venom pits.
Right, yeah, so these top guys are pitting. I think the plan obviously is to do a one-stop here in Spa for those meters anyway. So it goes up from both of them. So if Owen's going to come in, I assume Ryderdale will come in. And he's quicker than Alex Loaf at the moment. Did he try the overcut? Potentially. He knows he's quicker. He's gaining. It's now 1.3. Could the overcut work? Or, I mean, the undercut would potentially work as well as Wars. There we go, guy. New tyres. Obviously doing the job. 155.999 for the man down in 14th. So I think it might be time to switch up.
Might very well be, as I think Ryderdale just going a bit wide on the exit there, and at the back end stepping out a little bit. It could be time, or are they, obviously they have more information to this. Is it going to be drying up, so they're just waiting for the dry? I'm not sure. 1.3 seconds separate the leaders though, as we'll go on board with Rafi and Fatboy Farty for the battle for P4 currently. We'll just see if any other driver decides to pit. Venom and Owen on fresh tyres, separated by Gergo. Not anymore. Venom gets past and is within not DRS, within a second of Owen. And I don't think that was the case before the pit stops.
Absolutely not. No, Venom was still quite far behind, really. He was gaining bit by bit, but he's definitely benefited from that pit stop now and fresh tyres. And Owen stuck behind Teacher, I think, which hasn't helped his cause, but Venom hits the gravel trap on the outside, then not helping his straight line speed. Top two stay out once again, but Tony Richey is in the pit. Right, we'll see where he pops out, and what do the kick guys do? So they all stay out. Right, so this is the difference now. We'll see whether the next lot of pit stoppers get ahead of Tony Richey. Right, Tony Richey, where are you? He's just coming out of the pit lane now, guys.
Let's have a look. Owen is the driver to really watch for, stuck behind Teacher as well. And where is Tony Richey in all this? Tony Richey has a lead and being, well, from these drivers, Owen and Venom, and being caught behind the back markers, especially Owen and maybe Venom to a degree, have lost time coming into the pits. And look how much grip Owen has. My goodness me, there's contact between the Ferrari and the Mercedes, and here comes Venom. Surely up to the inside. The Ferrari's trying to fight it, but I don't think they should. And Venom's gone up the inside of Owen as well, but no, not happening. And my goodness me, I thought that was going to end in tears.
I don't think Teacher was expecting him to be up the inside that early, coming up onto the Kemmel Straight. He was still coming round the curve, weren't they, through the Ragina Rouge sector, and it always ended up in tears through there, but luckily both drivers still going strong, and yeah, Owen, I'm sure, is feeling a lot better now getting past Teacher. But again, 4.4 splitting himself and Tony Roche, which is not ideal when so close together previously. So better work to do for Owen. But with these guys now on fresh tyres going round, what's the? I mean, if the top two pit back out, they're staying out again. God, they're really pushing each other. If they pit now, where would they pop out?
They would come out in the same positions, just ahead of Fatboy Farty with the with my understanding of the pit lane time. But I think I know what the problem is for Owen, is that front left end plate is missing, which is why they're 4.8 seconds behind Tony Roche. Tony Roche has caught back up with Samuel Barker and Rafi and Fatboy Farty pretty quickly. I know it wasn't their battle before, but here comes Venom looking up the inside again, just making Owen think that where do I put this car? But Venom, so much quicker. Wards, fastest lap of the race again for that driver with a 155.152. But look at Oruz and Radion, and that is absolutely why Venom is all over. Well, so much quicker. Let's have a look from the position from the SCI driver. Will they go up the inside? I think the ERS is being used perfectly by Owen, but there's contact between the two of them, and I think Venom is just going to let Owen go for... Ooh, that looks very sketchy.
Yeah, that might be a trip to the steel to both those drivers for that incident coming into the chicane there. Not ideal, and Tom gets through in the background as well. So yeah, he's let him back through. So fair play to Venom, and yeah, I'll reverse my previous statement and they'll battle again. I say that though, Venom straight back at him, trying to go around the outside. Surely not on board with Tom as he ends up for the next corner, but he does do it. There's still side by side, but no, Venom overtaking where we never see an overtake through 13 and 14. Great move from Venom then. Let's him up into 7th now.
Exactly what they needed to do on that occasion. Let's move up to the battle for the final podium position at the moment, because Ryder Dahl has absolutely had a stinker. 3.7 seconds behind Alex Lofer now, and that has caused, as Tony Roche, fastest driver on the track, it caused... That could be, just looking at it, Ryder Dahl might, if Ryder Dahl pits now, they will come out in this battle for P3, which is not what they want. Ryder Dahl and Alex Lofer, I think, have made the bed of not stopping. That's it. We're going to the end.
I think the top 4 have, haven't they? But both Fat by Fat and Rafi also going with that. I think Samuel Barker as well. But Tony Roche is ruining their fun and the podium opportunity by slicing through Rafi. And now it's Fat Boy next on his hit list. Down they go towards 10 and 11. And it could be another easy move for Tony Roche on those fresh tyres. Fat Boy will do his best to defend, but I don't think he's going to be able to defend from the barriers that is Tony Roche. He goes up the inside through poor late on the brakes. He's got the grip. A little bit of contact there, but wiggles his way through. And not helpful. Samuel Barker gets a penalty.
It's not ideal at all for Samuel Barker, because that could cost more positions, because Venom and Owen will be technically quicker. Owen maybe not with that front wing damage, but BNT Tom getting there involved as well. Ziawadi can't try to get through the rest of the grid. Tony Roche has 19 seconds to gain in 5.5, 6 lap. Well, yeah, 5 laps to Ryder Dahl, and that is going to take some monumental effort. But Ryder Dahl is losing time hand over foot at the moment, and he's trying to pick it back up, I think, at the moment, but that's not ideal for Ryder Dahl. Possible race victory thrown away.
Yeah, I think so. Again, because he was down to just under a second, wasn't he, before he made a mistake. Unfortunately, didn't see what happened with that mistake. But Venom, fastest man on the circuit. He's got 4 seconds now to close down to Samuel Barker. We'll see whether he can do that with 4.5 laps remaining of this race. Still plenty of action going on for just it's all for the down go.
Yeah, the lower drive. I've just got to stay on board with Fatboy Farty, who's fighting away with Rafi at the moment as they come down the Camel Straight. But let's go to Lars and Nico Castronova as they're going through Eau Rouge, Radion, and into the Camel Straight. I thought it was going to be side by side, but Nico pulled out a little bit on Lars. Both these drivers were higher up at the start of this Grand Prix, are now fighting 15th and 16th place. No points on offer for either. Nico's getting a point because his points down to 15th. But no, it's the final point scoring position.
Yeah, but every point counts at the end of the day. We saw how close it was last season. Maybe not at the very end, but there were points where there was nothing splitting the drivers. So every point will be important in this VNT. If they can keep going. Obviously, you got Tom in ninth, which is helpful. So from a team point of view, the more the merrier.
Definitely, that is indeed. Tony Richet has caught. Is that 4 seconds a lap to Ryder Dahl? Because if that's the case, this could be very spicy towards the end of the Grand Prix.
Keep an eye on that over the next lap. And he's just coming into the Boston chicane. It's 14.8 crossing the line and fast lap of the race. Well, keep an eye on the gap, people, because this could get interesting if he is flying at that speed. Venom as well. Well, actually, yeah, Venom has closed 4 seconds. It is 100% accurate, Gareth.
My goodness me. What is the strategy to call for right now? Alex Lofer could be, especially in my time within competitive speed series, the first driver to no stop a race victory. Ryder Dahl is saving. Oh no, that's in the pits.
Yep, in the pits. Yeah, no safety car.
Yeah, that is. I thought that was going to be a safety car, and my goodness me, what a frantic end of the Grand Prix would that be there. Can you go on board to see the lap comparisons with Tony Richet? I suppose. Telemetry words. We'll just have to wait to see. I suppose if you could do me a favour, Ollie, just have a look at the race director to see the lap time of Ryder Dahl's last lap and Tony Richet's lap last time as well. Because that is going to be an interesting one. It's now down to 11.3 seconds. Tony Richet, the tyres are just going to become better for Tony and worse for Ryder Dahl. It is so close.
1 minute 58.2 for Ryder Dahl, and Tony Richet 154.1, so it's 4.1 seconds quicker on the previous lap.
Goodness me.
So, why is it? We've got 3 racing laps, 100% doable. I don't know whether you'll get Alec as well. He'll have, if he does magically somehow get Alex as well, he'll have to overtake Ryder Dahl at the perfect opportunity where he's not slowed down.
Yeah.
So he just times it right on a straight, and he flies on by. But he'll have to be very lucky for that to happen. But we've seen crazier things happen as Venom gets past Rafi and Samuel Baker in quick succession, and he's on the 4th for sure, but I think that may be it for him.
Yeah, I think so, because Rafi's going to fight this with Venom, causing a little bit of issues at the moment. But Ryder, that's in the pits as well. Nia's retired in the pits. Unfortunately, we lost 4 drivers now. AMS definitely getting at least 1 point tonight as Gergo pits in 16th place. Rafi, 0.6 of a second behind Venom. Venom, who's 0.4 of a second behind Fatboy Farty in 4th place. Venom should get that 4th place and some big points here for SCI are on offer. Owen, with that front wing damage, unable to make the fresher intermediate tyres count. It's 6.9 seconds between Tony Richet and Ryder Dahl, but Ryder Dahl is now catching Alex Lofer. It's not over yet for the race victory for Tony Richet.
I don't think so. No, not at all. He's just coming around the final couple of corners. through Blanchimont and towards the bus chicane here. 5.9, 5.8. Yeah, it's going to be really close. Whether he gets the win, I think he's got second on the cards, and that's even quicker again. Well, I think second's doable. I don't know whether the win is. It would have to be a monumental, like I said, monumental. Final 2 laps to get them, but he could get Radar by the end of this lap.
The penultimate lap of this race, round 2, yet again, has been absolutely, insane with the different strategies on offer. Venom can't find a way forward Fatboy Farty at the moment, but pulls to the outside, coming through down the Kemmel Straight, and the position should be done and dusted for Venom. Go-Go retires from the session in the pit lane. That's enough for them. Ooh, goodness me. 4 seconds between Tony Richet and Ryder Dahl. I think Tony Richet's had a little bit of a slide somewhere. He's slowed down a little bit, but Venom, you could see how much quicker through the chicane they are from Fatboy Farty, because he's already pulled 1.5 seconds. He's gone board. I don't know which driver to go on board with. Maybe Tony Richet as he hunts down Ryder Dahl for P2.
Yeah, the sun's starting to peek through now. It's just spitting with rain now. I'd love to see if it says DRS re-enabled, because that would really throw the cat amongst the pigeons, but I don't think it will. But Tony Richet really pushing down the back end, steps out there, and that's not going to help his chance. But he might catch Ryder Dahl at the perfect moment here. You can see him up ahead. Oh, and Ryder Dahl's made a mistake. He's into the wall on the inside. Gareth, rear left puncture. Oh, the Mercedes with intermediate tyres. We didn't think it would happen, but it's absolutely happened.
Look at the ET8 driver. My goodness me. Well, shades of last week. And over to you, Alex Lofer, because SCI now have a double podium out of nowhere. Oh, the Mercedes still going round. Raffi getting some good points. Well, I say that. Alex Lofer, what can you do? How can you keep these tyres alive for another lap? That is the question on everyone's lips. Going to the wet of the track. There is no rain now. This is dryish conditions, but there's plenty of puddles to cool the tyres down. Tony Richet, it is over to you. You've got 4.6 seconds to gain in a lap, or less than a lap. But the way it is going, Tony could do that.
Yeah, the gap hasn't changed though. It's not coming down quick enough. You can see him just about in the distance. These are the corners where he'll gain now. These long, fast corners where Alex Lofer can't push the tyres as much as he'd like to. 21 laps down on these tyres. He's having to cool them down. 3.5. I think it just might be out of reach for Tony Richet here.
Goodness me. What's going to happen? We've got possible punctures further down the grid as well. Fatboy Farty and Raffi and Samuel Barker all could puncture. So could Ticho, to be honest. Ryder Dahl's had to go for fresh. But I'm going to stay on board with the man that's led every lap, every second, every inch of Spa-Francorchamps. He's done it by the skin of his teeth right now. Is there going to be any issues into the final bus stop chicane? I don't think so. But my goodness me, it could be close. This is it. It doesn't really matter at all, because Alex Lofer is going to come across and take victory from start to finish, from pole to finish. What a race for them. Tony Richet in second place. Great drive from the SCI driver, and their teammate Venom taking third place there, rounding out the podium. And look at Fatboy Farty and Raffi with the old tyres managing to make it stick in the end there as well. VNT Tom, who started on the wets, coming home in 7th place. Samuel Barker doesn't get a puncture, but will drop behind Wards because of the 3-second time penalty. Ziawadi managing to come home in 10th. His teammate in 11th place. 12th to Taicho in the end. And Vico Castronova, who just careers into the pit wall, in 13th. AMS Lucas in 14th. Oh my goodness me. And ET8 Ryder Dahl, who suffered that puncture at the end of the race.
Unbelievable. We thought, last week was nuts with the pushing the tyres, but I don't think I've ever seen in my commentary career a punctured intermediate tyre. I think that's the first ever.
Absolutely insane. I would love to hear what the tyre percentage was there for the wear for Alex Lofer, because that would be incredible. Let's see if we will get the standings on this one. We'll just wait for the champagne to be sprayed and whatnot. And it did say it was going to dry up in the end. So drivers made educated guesses, I guess you could call it, but it didn't work out in the end. It doesn't look like we're going to get the screen, unfortunately, to show us who finished where and how. But all we need to really know, to be perfectly honest, is Alex Lofer took victory from start to finish and never really questioned.
No, I mean his early pace in the wet weather was unreal. We could see how quick he was. It was, fast lap after fast lap, wasn't it? It was unreal how quick he was, and no one was matching him until about maybe lap 5 or 6, where Radal started picking up the pace, and as it got the race dried out, he was catching up, and then obviously people changed up the tyres, and we saw an incident I don't think of it, like I said, seen before, and it really got close near the end.
Definitely did, and we will just. I don't know if we're going to get anyone in the waiting room. It would be great to have a word, because 83% tyre wear, and poor old Ryder Dahl getting a puncture on 80 wear is. I don't want to say it, but welcome to EA Sports. You will get messed up, unfortunately, and it's just I've seen it not in the wet. I've seen it in dry, and people pushing just that extra limit sometimes. Well, and unfortunately on this occasion for Ryder Dahl, it just wasn't worth it. Tony Richet, though, making that pit stop, it nearly worked. He was going to get second with the way things were going, the way he was catching. But, yeah.
But I mean, if you look at it from a team point of view, SCI, obviously, double podium, huge for them. For AMR or AMS? I can't remember. AMR. Tochi was, he got points obviously, but he was nowhere near the front. So from a team point of view, it's great for them. So I think they'll be quite pleased with that. And Tony Richet's return, if he had another lap, that would have been his race for you. I think you got to, take the positives where he can.
Definitely, and looking at the standing screen now, Shizusi does. That's definitely propelled them into the lead of the championship so far. But yeah, that is Spa-Francorchamps. Before we have our final words of that one, let's just remind ourselves what's going to happen next week. And next week is an Italian Grand Prix. We are the first of 2 Italian Grand Prix this season. We're at Monza. So another track where you can get punctures and you can, high speed and absolute possible carnage into turn 1, lap 1. And it's going to be great to see. We're halfway. It will be the quarter way through the season, won't it? Which will have a lot of. It can set you up for the rest of the season by this point.
Yeah, and there's a track where you can name all the corners as well. Which is always a plus. But yeah, it's a great circuit, isn't it? And frantic racing, that pit straight is unreal for overtaking, and we have seen plenty of issues there with safety cars in the past. People try and go side by side. Second chicane doesn't go well, and even through the Lesmos they try and do it, and it can work, but both drivers got to work so well together coming through both those corners, especially the second one. So it's just it's a fantastic circuit, and hopefully drivers enjoy it as much as you and I do. Or you and I want you to enjoy watching it. But yeah, it's yeah, that race flew by, and yeah, look forward to the next one.
Definitely will do. How do we round out this one then, Ollie? This is the, round 2 Spa. Well, technically round 1 for you, but no, round
Yeah.
round 2. Yeah, some great racing. Felt a little bit like a ticking time bomb at times, though.
Yeah, it was a bit of a lull in the middle, with the drivers sort of settling into the rain. But once it dried up, you see physically the rain reducing. It really started to heat up with those two different strategies that we in the race, and some gambled, and it almost worked. Again, if we said it before, the race was slightly shorter, they would have been perfect, but didn't go their way, and unfortunately, one key victim, which was Radadal, not being able to a puncture at 80%, which is crazy to think about. But yeah, no, another great race. Maybe not a famous race like we've seen in the past, but still a great race nonetheless.
Definitely. Well, there we have it. That was Spa-Francorchamps round 2 of season 6 here in Competitive Speed Series. For the second race in the row, we have managed to get punctures for drivers that had some serious points, and that is not to be disrespectful for them, but that is just where the action is happening for, well, F1 25 at the moment. It's been a great race, not an instant classic, but maybe one that will define the championship here in Competitive Speed Series. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next week for the Italian Grand Prix at Monza.